He gave up. And it says, and when the cool of the evening breezes, hold up, yeah. At that moment, their eyes were opened, and they suddenly felt shame at their nakedness. So they sewed fig leaves together and covered themselves. And when the cool evening breezes were blowing, the man and his wife heard the Lord walking about in the garden. So they hid from the Lord among the trees. Yeah, so they hid from the Lord among the trees. I'm going to stop there. It says, well, I want to go over what are the results of falling for the trick. And one of the results of falling for the trick is that now we're going to hide from God. Yeah, we're going to hide from him. It says that they hid among the trees. So we're going to hide from God in the crowd. You're going to hide in the church. You're going to hide in the club. You're going to hide in a group. You're going to be among whatever, but there's going to be, you're going to be hiding. That's a result of falling for the trick. When we step out of position, when we choose another way outside of God's way, immediately what will happen in our hearts right after is a hiding. You'll feel like, yeah, let me get around people that look like it's right. Let me get around things that look like they're stable, things that look like it's good, but you're hiding from God. And the second thing that'll happen is an inability to experience intimacy with God privately or personally. God asked him, he said, Adam, where are you? God was looking for him. He wanted to spend time with Adam. He wanted to talk about some things. He wanted to hear from him. He wanted to love on him. He wanted to be loved on. Yeah, God wanted to spend time. But Adam, he couldn't. Him stepping out away from what God said, his heart literally, it condemned him. And he couldn't experience intimacy with God on a personal level. They were among the trees. So that's what happened. Maybe you'll feel the presence of God when you're with people. Maybe you may get hyped up or brought up when you're in a crowd, when you're among pillars or what, you may be all right. But when you are alone and when you are by yourself, it will be a feeling of no intimacy, no closeness. You're going to feel like there's something, a blockage in between you and God. Yeah. The third thing that'll happen as a result of falling for the trick is a fear of exposure. You're going to be scared of whatever was done coming to the light, of whatever was, of your, not even whatever was done only, but your nakedness. You're going to feel wretched and feel like, I don't want nobody to see this. I don't want nobody to know this. I don't want God to hold me accountable to that word. I am afraid to be held accountable to this word because I know. It will literally be a fear that you'll experience of exposure as a result of falling from the trick, result of falling for the trick. Yeah. And then the fourth thing is a loss of seeing yourself how God sees you. Yeah, the love of God, it'll grow cold on the inside of you. Yeah. You see how they have been naked this whole time. You know, they have been naked this whole time. No clothes on. And they had no shame. God hadn't pointed it out. God seen them. He loved them. He literally seen them in glory. He's seen them covered. He's seen them in love. He's seen them through his eyes. And they also seen themselves through his eyes. But when they disobeyed this word that God gave them, when they chose another option, when they picked another opportunity, immediately they saw themselves how Satan sees them. They saw themselves how the world sees them. Immediately. And the love of God, it began to grow cold in their hearts. And that's what happens with us. The moment that as a result of falling for the trick. Yeah. And what was God's response? When they said, let's read verse 10. He said, he replied, I heard you walking in the garden, so I hid. I was afraid because I was naked. And God said, verse 11, who told you that you were naked? Who told you that you were naked? Who told you that I left you? Who told you that my word didn't still stand? Who told you that you had to carry guilt and shame? Who told you that I was embarrassed of you, or that you had to be embarrassed? Who told you that you had to worry and you had to figure it out now? Who told you that you were not protected and not covered by me? Who told you that I don't love you? Who told you that it was all over for you? Who told you that? That's what God asked him. Who told you you were naked? And that is what God asked us. Because after things happen, that's the first reaction, response. We don't see ourselves right. We see ourselves how the world sees us. We see ourselves naked. We embarrassed. We ashamed. We want to cover ourselves. We want to figure things out now. Oh, you done messed up? Now, Lord, let me go and try and figure some other way out. Let me go and try and figure some other way how to make this thing happen. Oh, let me go and try and set myself up. He said, who told you you had to? Who told you that that was your condition for real? Nah, because how I see you is how I always seen you. So who told you that? Did you eat from the tree whose fruit I commanded you not to eat? That's what happens. That's how it happens. When we eat, when we take the other option, take the other opportunity, this is the result. We're going to see ourselves wrong. We're going to see God wrong. We're going to run from him. It's going to be a fear of exposure. It's going to be an inability to experience the presence of God, his touch, in a private way, in an intimate way. And we're going to be hiding from the Lord in a crowd. That looks good. That looks okay. That looks like they got it figured out. That looks like they're in the foundation. Yes. But God, you all know, and I want you to know, if you don't know, that at this time, if you are tricked out of your spot, if you take the bait, that's not the time to run from God. It's the time to run to God. Verse 12, Adam, he said, the man replied, it was the woman you gave me, who gave me the fruit, and I ate it. She gave me the option. She gave me the opportunity. She gave up on her faith. She gave up on what you said. It's people, maybe your mama gave up. Maybe your friends gave up. Maybe your spouse gave up. Maybe whoever gave up, they gave up on it. But you don't have to eat the fruit too. You don't have to take the opportunity too. You can stand on the word of God. You can believe what he's... Look, I really believe if Adam would have sat there and like, girl, I see what you're doing. I love you, but I ain't going down with you. I'm not eating it too. I'm not taking that bait too. You want to leave, you can go, but I'm not going nowhere. I'm staying here. I'm standing on what God told me. I'm going to believe what God said. I don't care what it looked like, what it feel like. I don't care what seems like the smart thing to do. I'm going to humble myself under the mighty hand of God. And at the right time, he's going to exalt me. He's going to turn this thing around. I'm going to receive revival in my spirit, and I'm going to receive what he said belongs to me. It's going to turn around in my favor. And I really believe that if Adam would have stood on business and said, look, sweets, I'm not eating that. I'm not doing it. You wanna do it? You wanna listen to that foolishness? You go ahead. But I'm not doing it. I believe that it would have convicted her heart. I don't know, I wasn't there. But yeah, I believe that it would have convicted her heart. And that she would have said, let me throw the rest of this apple over here to the side, because it is true. God did say this. And I'm going to stick. If he's not giving up, maybe I won't give up either. Yeah. If he's holding on to this word, maybe I'm going to hold on to it too. Maybe I need to stop listening to this serpent that's telling me to do something contrary, that's trying to give me another option, that's trying to give me another opportunity. Maybe I need to stop listening. So if you're that person that has the word, that believes the word, if you are that person that knows that you know what God said, it's in your heart and it's not moving. Look, I understand it's painful. It hurts. You're tested. Your faith is tested. Your patience is tested. You go through every trap that is set. It's the trap of speaking doubt and unbelief. It's the trap of offense. It's the trap of distraction. The trap of discouragement. And then the last trap that we encounter is the trap of pressure. Pressure. We all encounter it right before the breakthrough. And that was exactly what he encountered. She was talking. I believe this brother was hurt, honestly. I believe this brother was sitting there like, what is this girl doing? And he said, man, she gave up. Just give it to me. I'm about to just eat, Yeah. He said, it was the woman that you gave me who gave me the fruit, and I ate it. I ate it. Then the Lord God asked the woman, what have you done? And she said, the serpent deceived me. That's why I ate it. You all, this word deceived is the Hebrew word nasha. It's 5377. And it means to be led astray, to be mentally deluded. And deluded, it means to impose a misleading belief upon someone, to deceive them, to fool them, or to mock. Yeah. And to mock is to make something seem laughably unreal or impossible. So literally, this opportunity, it comes and it mocks what God said to you originally. God said, wait, hold on. And it will literally come and say,